who are in high positions, and I've been blessed to be in charge. When you are in charge, do not ever look down to your subordinates. So ukiwa kazini pale, you see there's a lady, the tea girl. It will never hurt you to say hello to them.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And know their name.
Listen, a good person or a nice person is a person who, when he walks to a restaurant, kama siku ile ulinipeleka Java, read the tag of the name.
Yes.
Who is serving you.
Yes.
So that you don't wewe nani kuja tell her immaculate.
Yes.
How are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
You see, when you say hi to the person sweeping the door, that might be the only good morning that they get that day.
Correct.
When you say hello to the lady who brings you tea, that is the only. I wish people would ever see how we relate to Daisy, to the people who serve us here. They feel really nice. So I want to take you back to Homa Bay. Immediately after completing Form 4, there were only 2 factories in Homa Bay. That was the Eagle Millers and the Capital Fish. Unfortunately enough, Eagle Millers, who are doing maize flour, was closed, ilifungwa kwa sababu hakukuwa na mahindi ya kutosha to supply the company. You understand? So the only company that was left in Homa Bay, where every single young man who had completed school and wanted to start some job around, was Capital Fish. Capital Fish was owned by Israelis, and they were used to transport and export the Nile perch, which is a very expensive. Mbuta is a very expensive fish. As we speak, it is at 800 shillings a kilo.
Today?
Yes, as we speak.
800 shillings.
You saw it in the papers yesterday.
Yes, on the counter news.
So it's a very precious fish. And it's the only fish that is actually exported from this country. Wow. Not even the tilapia that everybody loves eating. So Capital Fish was a dream of every young man. And being a young man, I also went there to make my 160 shillings per day. We were paid 160 shillings per day.
To do what?
Either the people will, anytime you go to any job without any skill, it's either you are loading, you are offloading, you are packing, you are unpacking, you are sweeping. And my favorite job at Capital Fish was working in the toilets.
Why?
Okay, let me tell you how. It was the easiest job because it was very clean, all tiles and all I used to do was just people used to fight for that job.
To clean the toilets?
To clean the toilets. You understand? Because it's just water pipes. It's spraying a lot of water, and people are queuing. You issue tissue paper, and you clean. And so it was a very clean environment to work in that time. Because the work inside the factory, the packing, the unloading, the loading, for just 1 hour, Jeff. 1 hour only. You don't want that.
Are you serious?
And also when you're offloading the fish from the trucks, the bones would prick you.
Yes.
And it's cold and ice.
It's ice packed, yes.
It's ice packed.
Yes.
And you could not even be allowed inside the factory for more than 30 minutes before everybody's asked out for a break.
Because it's freezing cold.
It's freezing cold. It gets cold, up to the point where if you put your hands in normal water, it burns you. And you're holding fish. This is not the fillet now, the real whole fish.
Yes.
And they're in kilos. A huge tilapia could weigh up to 50 to 60 kilos.
One?
Yes. So it was hard work. And you do it for 9 hours. And sometimes there's surplus and you'd go for overtime.
And how much a day? 160
shillings. All right. Now let me tell you a story of a guy called Dave. With over 300 young men hoping to get into the company. All you had to do was come with your ID, raise it up, and Dave would pick you He would decide who is coming in and who is not coming in.
Dave.
He was the man.
He was a small god.
He was a small god.
And he would pick and choose at his discretion.
At his discretion. Understand? So Dave realized that, I have the powers to let people in here. And all these people want to get in here. So why not? Let me be the small god. We used to be paid every Friday. So if you got the chance to get into the company for 5 days, you'd have your 800 shillings.
Right.
Out of this 800 shillings, Dave would go sit somewhere out in town now, not around the company during pay, and you'd go and tip him, give him 200, 100, so that out of your 800, you'd end up with 700 or 600. This is for you to get into work the next week. You get?
Yes.
So Dave took this, and this was his thing. It was like a small god. Everyone paid allegiance to Dave. Every now and again, Dave grew in leaps and bounds. See? But just like any other young man, after having this, he would go party left and right. When we were saving for even a meal and provide for family, he was finding it very easy.
And you had to pay allegiance?
Of course, yes, because the next day, if you don't pay, they would not allow you to get in.
So let's say 100 people get in.
Yes.
100 shillings times 100 people.
Yes.
That's 10,000 shillings.
He would have it easily.
On a Friday?
Yes.
Because you want to come back on Monday?
On Monday. No, even Saturday and Sunday. If you worked over the weekend,
yes,
it was even better for you. Because it's double pay. You get 320.
My goodness.
Okay.
How long did you do that, Jalas?
I did it for 2 years, 2001, 2002.
Almost every day?
Not every day. You could not hack working at Capital Fish every day. Because first, they would not allow you to get in throughout frequently. Because he also had to balance. Now he had gotten money from everyone. So he had to make sure that he balances, he does his math so that at least you get in 3 times twice, so that everybody out of this big crowd would find a way to get.
Was he a nice guy?
Very nice guy. Very nice guy.
But you had to pay up.
But you had to pay up. So sometimes you'd go walk home and go back. All said and done, I left Capital Fish. And I later got to learn that Capital Fish was closed. So guys lost jobs. Okay? When guys lost jobs, Dave, in one way or another, had created a good relationship with the bosses. And he found his way here in Nairobi. At that time, I'd already worked out my way. And I'd already started holding real money.
In Nairobi?
In Nairobi now.
Okay.
Things had already opened up.
Yes.
Do you know Westgate?
Yes.
Is run by Israelis.
Correct.
And Capital Fish was run by?
Israelis.
You get the relationship? So when Capital Fish closed, in one way or another, the bosses down at Capital Fish brought Dave to
Nairobi. To Westgate.
To Westgate. So this one afternoon, I went to Westgate at the Art Cafe. So quick takeaway. So I'm coming out. At Westgate, you pay your parking.
Yep. Downstairs and then
then you go straight. So some parking, if you haven't stayed for long, you could easily go just
free. Yes.
You understand? So I thought it worked like that. So I went to my car, went straight to the gate. Then the barrier jammed. It didn't open up. Then security always comes to help you.
Yes.
Guess who came to open that barrier?
For you?
Yes, as a security officer.
Not Dave.
Dave.
No.
Yes.
Dave, the small god in the fish market,
was at that day the guy opening that door.
Did you recognize him right away?
I did, but he recognized me first because maybe I'd been seeing me on TV or something. So he called me with my home name, Odi.
Od.
Yeah. So if you call me Odi,
that's home.
That is home, because I'm Odi Ward and everyone in Oma Bay knows me still as Odi. So Dave was there opening the gates for my car.
But what did he tell you when he saw you?
He was surprised, man. I had to reverse and park and tell him, Dave, how you doing? He told me, man, things happened. I'm now a security man here.
At Westgate.
At Westgate.
And you are driving off.
In my car.
Same guy who you had to almost beg
to get into work.
To get into the factory.
Was then the security guy.
At Westgate.
Opening the barriers for me.
You just never know. You just never know.
So it's just a lesson to all of you who are listening that you know what? Whichever position you are, don't ever look down at anyone. You never know. Don't write off any person who is still alive.
Yeah. Was he proud of you this day? Was he proud of you?
He was proud of me, but I was really sad on what he had become.
Yes.
From the top security supervisor who was in charge of everyone down there to the person opening the barriers when cars are passing.
Hey, Jalas.
I don't know where Dave is now.
You don't know?
I met him thrice, and anytime I went to Westgate, I said hi.
Was this after the incident? 3 years ago? Or before?
No, before. Before.
So you never know, huh?
You never know.
And you've never seen him since?
You see, I used to work at Keys, so we would come for breakfast at cafe.
Correct.
And
and have a... That is what Jalas and I call...
A story
a day. Only on Hot 96.
The Hot Breakfast with Jeff and Jelano.